Ladies, we have another rapid fire moment. Tracy Lee here, your host with rapidfire.com. I just made that up because why not? And today's my special guest is Ariel. Ariel, are you ready for your badass rapid fire moment?
100%. Let's go, baby.
Showing me the guns. Okay, cool. I'm going to, so 25 questions. I'm going to count you down from 5. Okay. You're going to go, you're going to answer them all as fast as you can. If you can't answer them, you go past. Cool?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to count you down. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you have pets?
Yes.
Do you have kids?
No.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you think you could win a game show?
Yes.
Have you ever moved cross country?
No.
Do you speak more than one language?
Yes.
Do you consider yourself tech savvy?
No.
Do you enjoy performing in front of an audience?
Yes.
Do you vote in local elections?
No.
Have you ever won a contest?
Yes.
What's your favorite type of music?
Classical.
What's your favorite movie genre?
Romance.
Describe your style in one word.
Classy mother.
What kind of landscape would you like to live in?
Forest.
What were you afraid of as a child?
My uncle.
What is your favorite thing to do in the summertime?
Swim.
How often do you floss?
Daily.
Do you kill bugs you find inside or do you take them outside?
I kill them.
Do you prefer driving or flying?
Flying.
Would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
Future.
Do you prefer social time or alone time?
Social time.
What motivates you the most?
Expanding myself as a human being.
What is the kindest thing someone ever did for you?
Listen to me.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Time with my dog.
What is a lesson that took you a long time to learn?
Surrendering.
Rapid fire complete. Woo woo. Nice job, Ariel. Amazing. I love you. Thank you so much. You're an amazing
Love you.
All right. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao.
I had a moment, Tracy. I had a moment. I joined the Zoom with a seal and I just started crying.
Yeah.
I cannot, that was insane. And I think judging by the number of women who joined the Zoom chat with her and just, we could have talked all day.
I know.
That was a good one. That was a really good one. And there's a lot of people that are ready and can't wait to work with her. So I'm just, that was, so much goodness already today, Tracy.
So much goodness. So much goodness. You know, I think like the topic around money, what I want to help women really, really understand, because we are always looking for guarantees. We have to understand something. The only guarantee is that we can do it. We can do it. That's the guarantee we have to put on ourselves. Don't put all your power into a coach or into a mentor. They're there to guide you and direct you. Like, just like Angeline spoke about today, right? Like, she literally gave that woman one thing of direction and she took it, but she had the willingness to take it. And, you know, there are so many amazing people out there. All of us coming on to this incredible event, we all have gifts and we all know that we support women in different ways.
Yep.
So we have to have the willingness to ask and to receive that support, not holding on to an outcome of expectation from a place of that's outside of us. That outcome and expectation has to come from within. So the work you're going to do with the SEAL or with any of these amazing coaches and mentors that have shown up, it has to start with you. And the overarching, what I keep hearing, and I know this because this is literally the beginning of my program, is self-discovery. Self-discovery, because self-discovery brings clarity. Clarity builds magnetic confidence. Confidence gives us the willingness to move forward and find the courage within us to do that. So this event, I don't understand why thousands of women aren't here, like legit. I mean, this is like real, raw, true stuff. And I also think the way we're bringing this to these women is really powerful too, right? We're bringing in like you and me, and we're just here to make a difference. So good. My heart is like, wow.
You're so right. I mean, it all comes down to us individually to do the work. Like that is just it. And I've never been more inspired to do the actual work.
Yeah, there you go.
And that I think if you can just get even one thing out of this, like that is huge for me anyway. And like you said, everyone is bringing such a different perspective, their whole full authentic self to this summit experience.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many women that to connect with. It's just, yeah, it's fire. It's just fire, Tracy. It's fire.
It is fire. And this is why, like, two things, okay? Two things I want you to just really, really embrace right now. First of all, you've got to get the upgrade so you can actually receive all of this 6 months from now. Watch it with your girlfriends. Like, literally, this is really important stuff. You're not going to get it all in 3 days, right? Even if you're watching the replay at the end of the day because you're working, you're not going to capture it all. So you want to have the replays. Here's the other thing I'm asking from the bottom of my heart, because women are joining this like crazy. I keep going, approve, approve, approve. Please be part of the ripple effect. Please put yourself out there and invite other women to be a part of this, because women need this. Like, we're seeing this. There are women out there. This summit could literally help them, catapult them into a new direction in their life that they may not ever experience, or maybe years down the road. One person can change the trajectory of your life. This is true. We're seeing this today. We're seeing people make different decisions, having breakthrough moments. So please be part of the ripple effect. Don't just end it here with you. Be bigger, be more than that, because just that energy that you put out to help another from a place of love, you need to be a part of this. You need to see this. This is amazing. That will just surround you with more of that. And that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Like, yeah, this has just been a wild, wild morning beyond anything I could have imagined. And now we have an incredible woman who I've known for years. She and I have a true, true love for understanding the body, healing the body from within. We know the value when we're operating at optimal potential. And this incredible soul, Ariel, she is going to blow your freaking mind when it comes to biohacking, people. Biohacking, like, woo! So introduce her, and then we're going to jump in and we're going to get busy.
Let's do this. Ariel is our guide for biohacking your way to a better life. She's a financial whiz and holistic health maven rolled into one. Steering multiple ventures, including a wealth care program, she's the go-to guru for both your assets and antioxidants. With a smorgasbord of titles like herbalist, nutritionist, and acutherapist, Ariel tailors health protocols to the T, diving cellular deep to root out concerns. Her heart beats for the deaf community, bridging the wellness gap with her fluency in ASL. Ariel digs deep, ensuring your wealth and health are in prime shape. Let's welcome her to the stage.
Yay, Ariel!
Hello.
I'm giving you a big hug. I'm hugging you right now. I can't wait till we hug for real. That's going to be an explosive day.
I know. We literally keep talking about this, and I'm like, I feel like I'm just like getting so excited for the finale, just being able to do that. I know, because we built such a beautiful bond, like literally over the phone, virtual bond. And so when we finally see each other, like, it's going to be electric.
It is going to be electric. It already is electric when we're together. And we've been together in moments like this many, many times, because we both have this beautiful passion for helping others in a way that for us was beginning with health. But I want to just take a moment, because I know you're going to share some wisdom with us that's really going to be incredible, moving, and waking us up on levels that we're not awake right now. But before I do that, you know, in the essence of this incredible summit and moving ourselves first so we can move others, you moved yourself. Mm-hmm. You continue to move yourself. Mm-hmm. You don't accept. You are like literally the queen of not accepting your BS. Like, no accepting that. And it doesn't matter what comes at you, you will overcome it. You have a mindset of, I will always overcome it, because it doesn't have to stay this way. And that in itself is a powerful strength you have inside of you that has allowed you to do things. I don't even know if we have enough time to share all the things that you get your hands in. And sometimes it's dirty stuff, meaning you gotta really, really get dirty to help other people the way you help them. But you do this because your heart is so huge. So appreciate you.
Aw, thank you. I really, really appreciate you too. And I just adore you, and I love you. And I'm so grateful that we were able to get connected and be able to help and share and be able to inspire and empower other women, because the more we work together and the more we collaborate and we get rid of all of the competition, jealousy, dysfunction, baggage, all of a sudden we create a wave. We create a huge tsunami of confidence and power, and it can create a change and impact society. But first we have to change ourselves, and we have to change our mindset, because it is a battlefield. And what people don't realize is you can have the stamina to do it when it's good, but let me see you have the same stamina or stronger when you're at your knees. That's what I want to know. I want that grit. And that grit you can't get from a book or a pill. That grit comes from life when you keep getting knocked down. And you just got to put a smile on your face, and you just got to be a little bit ferocious, and you got to become a savage.
Savage for your dreams, savage for your beliefs, savage for your vision. Yes.
Savage for love, savage for change, savage for the hug you didn't get, or the hero that you didn't get. You have to be your own damn hero.
You have to be your own damn hero. Yeah. You really do. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You know, we cheerlead. I see women, like, we cheerlead other people, and we also cheerlead our excuses. And it's amazing. And like, I hear women like, like, and they're like right in there, like totally holding on to the reasons why they think they can't do something. I'm like, how do you feel about that right now? Like, is that what you really want? And it's not. And it's a aha moment. And, you know, being a hero for ourselves, we have to, you know, that was one of the rapid fire questions, like, who's your hero? I know people celebrate other people, and I love that, but turn that back into you and be a hero for yourself. That's amazing, Ariel. Okay. I know, I want to start off with, you did a post a while ago, and I think I messaged you right away. I'm like, okay, I love everything you just said. And it was really you being so present, you know, working through stuff, stepping on top of the pile and friggin' crushing it. Not from a masculine place, from a powerful feminine energy that is like, you don't get to mess with me anymore kind of place. And you shared 5 really powerful pillars. And I want everyone to have their pens right now. I want you to write these down. So I want you to share these with us, Ariel, and I want you to elaborate on them in a way that we can actually take them and start to implement some small shifts into our own life today.
Get your pens ready, because these 5 core values are things that I operate from. And for me, it's not about just quality of life, but it's also about, I want an extraordinary life. I don't want an average life. And there's nothing wrong with an average life. It's just, there's something inside of me, and I know there's something inside of you that says, I want more, not in a selfish, greedy way, but I want my life to matter in a way where it's like, some people don't get the opportunity to wake up every day. But I did, and you did. And we're living and breathing, but we're taking it for granted. And we're not maxing out our day. We're too busy, you know, making up excuses, living through our traumas, carrying all this unnecessary baggage that is in the past. No one cares about what you're going through. The show must go on. And so you need to do a deep dive into the ability to overcome your challenges, but have it with grace and love and joy. You don't need to do it miserably. You need to do it with peace. You need to go through the pain with peace, and you need to go through it with love. And so my 5 core values that I absolutely live by. Number 1 is, as a natural health practitioner, I take these steps very seriously. I don't compromise. And other people might say it's extreme, but for me, I feel better now than I ever have because I don't compromise with my health. And so for me, it's all about having a strong body. Okay, so I train 3 hours a day. I do triathlons, marathons. I've done bodybuilding competitions where I went against women that were on steroids, and I was completely, no steroids. I've done 12 years of prima ballerina. I got all my RAD. I became a classical ballet teacher. I've done so much. I've got into so many different classical ballet shows and big names. But what I learned in that was how to discipline my mind and my body and get my body to do things that were uncomfortable, to push through that lactic acid and be able to push through that burn. And I can just walk out of the gym and go home. No one's forcing me to be there. I'm forcing me to be there because I'm building strength. I'm building grit. I'm pushing past that pain. So that's one thing you need to learn, is you need to push your body in some sort of physical activity that your body will allow without doing harm. But there's different types of pain, and you need to learn how to push yourself. We are designed to be machines. The second one is you need to have a strong mind. Very important, because like we said, there is going to be things that are going to hit you when you're already down. You might lose a baby. Your husband might walk out on you. You might lose $1 million. You might lose your business. You might lose your reputation, your respect. You might lose your health. You might get cancer. Your whole family could die, or, the whole world could shut down. Who knows? But your mind is everything. No one can steal your peace unless you give it up for free. The third one is, where are you at spiritually? Are you connected to a divine? Or are you just walking around, just a sack of flesh, just consuming? You can't take it to heaven. And there's one thing that I've learned is sometimes the supernatural has to come in. Well, in my opinion, in my world, all the time, the supernatural has to come in, and they have to do things that people would say are miracles. And I've had many, many miracles happen that I can't even explain. And I would have to say, I give it all to God. Number 4, finance. People don't realize, but financial trauma can affect you forever. And it can also be passed down to generations. Because if you came from a family where maybe they didn't have enough money, maybe your parents split, maybe you had a single mom, who knows your story? Everyone comes into the world typically poor and broke. But if you die poor and broke, that's on you, because there is abundance around you and there is so much opportunity. Okay? And the 5th one is your emotions. Don't let your emotions lead or dictate your life. Oh, if it feels happy, do it. Hell no. Sometimes I just want to sit at home and not go to the gym, but I'm going to go to the gym anyways, even if my legs are burning and I'm not even there yet. Or I'm going to go for a 30K run, even though I feel like my ankle's all a little bit bugged up. It's all about training that grit. People let their emotions dictate how they run their life instead of letting logic dictate. Or there's a lot of assuming that happens. Oh, they're saying this about me. They think that about me. I'm like, did you ask them? Is that what they said? Mm-hmm. Is that what they did? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, the family thinks this of me. So, so stop putting words in people's mouth and stop playing a record in your own head about yourself that's not even true. Have you ever asked somebody what they actually think about you? Someone that loves you and respects you? I bet you that the record that they're saying is completely different than the record you're playing.
Hallelujah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Get that record out of your head. Start pouring into yourself. Because here's the thing, your body runs on a vibration. I have a biophysics, biochemistry background. Your body has about 75 trillion cells. Every single cell runs at 0.7 millivoltage. Your body runs at a certain frequency for healing and for the parasympathetic state, which is the rest and digest. But did you know that emotions are energy in motion?
Mm-hmm.
They're energy. Every single emotion has its own frequency. Just like when you play a piano, every note has its own frequency. Every emotion has its own frequency. We have about 76,000 thoughts a day on average in our subconscious. And whatever we constantly replay, your body feels that. That emotion, energy, goes into your cells, into your nervous system, and creates something called cell memory in your cell blueprint. Your cells turn over every 25 days on average, making a whole new generation of cells based on what you eat, drink, and your cell blueprint. Your cell blueprint can be biohacked. It's not just what you eat, what you drink, what you put in your body. It's also the energy that you consume, the people you spend your time with, the things you listen to on social media, on the TV. Fear and anger and frustration and worry will make you sick.
Yeah, they're the lowest vibration. Like if you look and you understand that, all of those things that we continue to play in our minds and feed, right, through different things in our minds. And like you said it so well, like we literally, the minute we leave the present moment, that's when we experience fear. That's when we allow these things to come running in our head. Because right now, I mean, you're safe, I'm safe, we're here, we're present. But the minute we start thinking about, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, then all of a sudden we leave the present moment, and that's where all that shit lives. And that shit is like, all those emotions are super low. Like, you know, even Asil said earlier, like money follows joy because joy is the highest, right? That's where we really feel this beautiful, you know, beautiful experience. You know, like I think of when my first child was born, I was adopted. I had no one in my life that was actually connected to blood connected. And when he was born, I remember, like, you can't put words on that kind of joy, right? It's just, but the emotion was like, woo, the feeling, your whole body's vibrating, right? And that vibration goes out beyond you. And like, it's so beautiful, Ariel. And I think it's, you know, we could just bottle that and like intravenously inject it, but that's not how it works because it has to work from our heart, right? And yeah, no, it's.
But what people don't realize is you can hack that because your brain has something called a neurological pathway.
Okay, so let's talk about hacking this. How do we do this?
Yes. So what people don't realize is, okay, so I'm just going to repeat myself. You have about 75 trillion cells in your body. Your cells turn over on average about 25 days based on what you eat, drink, and your cell blueprint. Your cell blueprint has a cell memory. That cell memory is what makes the next generation of cells to come. Those weaknesses you have will get passed on for the next cell cycles. So what we do is we sit down together, we do an analysis, we do blood work, we'll do a whole body scan, all this cool stuff, and we'll actually be able to take a look at your cell blueprint and look at your weaknesses and make them stronger.
Wow.
And then based on your emotional vectors, we do a whole emotional body scan with neurobiohacking. And then we can identify throughout the 11 body systems, because you have 11 body systems, and we can identify any variable creating inflammation, imbalance, dysfunction, infection, deficiency within that body system on a cellular level.
Wow. What are our body systems? What are the 11 body systems?
So you have I won't say them in exact chronological order, but you have your nervous system, your cardiovascular system, your urinary tract, your digestion, intestinal, you have your bladder, your reproductive system, you have your urinary system, and you have your cell blueprint, and you have your immune system, and you have your, I don't have them all like listed, but
yeah.
it goes on and on and on. It's
wow.
a lot.
And we don't think of our bodies as a system that works in harmony together. And I think we lose respect for our bodies because we don't, I mean, like you are like the complete extreme of how you support your body. But like understanding, I know, is what gives us that fuel to say, okay, like now I get it. Now I can see it. Now when I make the choices I make, I have an understanding as to what the consequence is going to be and what the long-term impact could be if I keep doing this. So I have a choice to make. I have a decision to make. Yes. And that's when, to me, you reclaim your power back, right? Reclaiming your power back with your health.
And I tell people, you don't have to be perfect. I tell people when we're doing a reset or a biohack, we need to get all of your main health concerns back into check. We need to let that now go into the new cell blueprint, just like when you do renovations for your kitchen, you're changing the foundation, you're changing the blueprint. Well, what we're doing is we're changing the blueprint. We have to be extreme when we're doing the internal work. But then when we get things back into alignment, we do the 80-20 rule. Because I still want you to go out and live your life, but we don't want to slide back into that inflammation. So that's where I say, pick your poison, don't pick too many, don't do it too often, reset often, and listen to your body. Your body can't send you a text or an email. It will let you know through signs of inflammation or one of those 11 body systems are not functioning properly.
Okay, let's go back. So I want you to go back to those things you just said so everyone can write those down. Because it just rolls off you like lava. It's like, bloop, bloop. It's like your symphony. By the way, I didn't know you were a ballerina. That's really cool. Wow.
Yeah.
I think I'm a ballerina in my head. I do. I believe I can do it. Okay. And maybe one day I will. If
I'll show you.
Really want to. Yes. Okay. So go down those things. So you said, the first thing you said was what? Not the core values. You were saying, what were you just saying? You just shared a whole list of things. You need to do this and this and this and this and this. Now I've lost my train of thought. It was important, okay. Ariel. You were
get the replay.
Yeah, get the replay. What were you just sharing? It was just so fast. Okay, it'll come back to me.
Okay.
Going through the cells and the blueprint, and then you said the first thing you said.
So you want to pick your poison.
Your poison, yes.
Don't pick too many.
So what do you mean by that? So pick your poison. So that could be like, I don't know, coffee. Okay.
It could be coffee. It could be eating past 7. It could be overeating once in a while. Your stomach is the size of your fist and you only make enough enzymes, hydrochloric acid and pepsin to break down the surface area of your fist. So if you overeat, you're stretching the stomach. The stomach is a muscle, which means it can't contract properly. So now you're going to get undigested food going into the small and large intestine, and the bad microbes, parasites, fungus, mold, candida, viruses are feeding on that undigested food, creating inflammation in the entire body. So don't overeat. Our society is all about overeating. Don't do that. So pick your poison. Don't pick too many.
Okay.
Don't do the poison too often. And reset often when you feel out of alignment. It's really easy to do those quick little fixes, but if you ignore, right? If you ignore it and it goes on for too long, then it makes the work a lot harder. I would love it if we could get to the point where you don't have the autoimmune and the cancer. That means that it's been now chronic and now it's going to take us a lot longer and you have to be disciplined a lot longer. But if we're dealing with, say, maybe a little bit of weight gain, or we're dealing with a little bit of insomnia, or maybe some headaches, or maybe a little bit of joint pain, but we don't have a true diagnosis yet because you don't fall within that spectrum for a medical doctor to diagnose you, we can still catch it. But if you have full-blown Hashimoto's, fibromyalgia, lupus, I've treated them all, then it's going to take some work and you need to be mentally prepared for that.
Prevention. And I think, it's like when we can see a path of, if we keep on this path, this is where it's going to go. And that could kind of branch off to these different areas. So it may not just be just this. And those consequences could be like different types of symptoms leading to different, which are a symptom of something greater that's not good for us. So seeing that direction. So when you do this assessment, are you able to show people like this is the direction you're headed? So you can kind of go, holy crap, Like if I keep doing this, then I'm going to go to one of these places, essentially, maybe more than just one of them. So is that what you can show people when you do that?
Our blood work and our Rife machine and other machines, we have crazy technology at our clinic. We're able to determine what is coming down the pipeline for you if you're not careful. And then we would go and investigate a bit further. We would get you to get some blood work with your medical doctor to check certain things. Even if you're not in the spectrum, say it's thyroid or whatever, and you're not in the spectrum and they say, oh, you're fine, go home. I'm going to see where you are outside of the spectrum, because they only look to see if you're in the spectrum to prescribe medication. I look to see where you are on the spectrum, even if it's an outlier, for optimization. It's about thriving, not surviving.
Right. Optimizing your current, like optimizing your body, which is the vessel. That's what you want to thrive. So how do we take you from this, not plugging it with more stuff that's really going to over time hurt you? Let's take your body and optimize it so those symptoms go away. So all of a sudden your body's repairing and you're thriving. That is so powerful.
It has been debunked that when you get older, you will get these diseases and these symptoms. Oh, that's just a sign of, aging.
Yeah.
Your kidneys are going, your heart is going, your joints are going. No. That's the cell blueprint. That's the recipe for disaster that you're not biohacking. You can biohack that. The way you should pass away is your heart should stop. Your heart has a certain number of beats in your lifetime, and when you're done, it stops. That's how you should go. Pain-free.
So do you have to physically go to your location to do this?
No.
You can do this so anyone can tap into this. Okay, so let's talk about that, because, I know when I stepped into really stepping into my calling and it's just growing and growing and growing. I know because of that growth, I have to be optimizing the vessel that's showing up to do this today. I mean, if I'm feeling crappy, if I'm not sleeping, if I'm dealing with some symptoms that are underlying reasons for something else that's manifesting, I can't do what I want to do. And I either settle for that or I don't. And for me, I don't settle for that. So how does someone who lives not in BC, near where you are, how do we get you to help us with this?
So I have a lot of patients all around the world. And so what I do is, you will be limited on the testing that we can do. But here's the thing. I've treated over 2,500 patients now in my career. And so basically I've seen a lot of patterns. You just start to see patterns. So you do, we will email you an intake form. I do iridology. So left eye is everything you've genetically inherited from mom. Right eye is from dad. I look at the blueprint there. And it tells me everything about your 11 body systems. So you'll take a picture of both eyes with your phone, email it to me with the intake form. And then if you have any updated blood work within the last 3 months, you need to go get all that done. So I will help you with that. If you need a medical doctor, we will help you with that, because we have a medical doctor that can help you with a requisition for whatever you need if your doctor's not cooperative. And I can help anyone around the world. I have patients in Australia, Toronto, Hawaii, Ireland, Iceland, it's crazy. So obviously there's a time zone change. Sometimes I'm working on Zoom at 4 a.m. just because of the time zone, right?
Right. Wow.
I won't turn anyone away, but at the same time, I will vet you. And if I feel like you're not in an environment where you're ready to grow and you're ready to make those growing pain changes, then you need to reach out when you're ready, because it's going to take some work, especially if you have multiple conditions.
Wow. And I think, just around that, and you're like me, we are very direct people, because our hearts are, we want you to get results in your life, because we know what it's like when you do get them. And until you know what it's like to have them and to not have them, you don't really know what that difference looks like. You don't have anything to compare it to, right? You just kind of settled for how you feel, and that's it, right? And so until you realize something different, you just settle. And you haven't settled. And I know you just really, really want to help people. And you're right, you do have to be ready. But I think what people do is that second of readiness can be overshot by the fear of finding something out that you don't want to find out. But here's the thing. And it's really important because I've been, in the wellness space too for 5 years, helping people with water and understanding that the fear of you not finding out, here's the fear, the real fear. You will eventually find out because you will be forced to find out when it's at a point where now it can impact your life in a very, very negative way. Why not reclaim your power so you can create the life you want by grabbing onto some information? And here's the thing, understanding will render the fear useless. You're going to still live in fear because now you know a little bit more about your body. So now you have to make a decision. I'm going to ignore what Ariel just said. I'm going to ignore the fact that I actually have a opportunity to use a resource that can give me some direction in terms of where I can go. And then you make another decision. Do I like that? Am I ready for that? But once you know something, you can't turn it back. And that's what the summit's about. We're giving you information. We're giving you ideas that you then have a choice to make what comes next. Ignore it, and you're ignoring yourself. And if you're ignoring yourself, where's your self-worth? Maybe that's where you want to start working on. Like, recognize when you say no to things, it's got to do with how you feel about yourself. And if that's where you have to start the work to get ready to be with an Ariel, to be with an Ariel, to be with any of these amazing women coming in, then that's where you need to get ready. And that's where you need to ask for support to do that. Right?
Yes. And here's the thing. It's not as hard as you think.
Okay,
so people overcomplicate it. I've had so many patients come in where they're like, okay, am I your worst patient? And I'm like, no. And they come in and they've got a laundry list of symptoms, but it all came from one body system. We correct that one root cause, all the symptoms go away. People don't realize things are connected.
Okay, walk us through that.
You could have 10 things going on. I get rid of one bad apple and everything's back to normal. And people are just shocked. They're like, they think I'm a wizard. And I'm like, no, it's just
your body's the wizard. Your body's the wizard. Yeah.
It's so cool. And I take something complicated in the body and I make it super simple for you to understand, because my job is to empower you and help you get independent with your health. And if you can learn that your body and your cells can transform from a really bad diagnosis to optimizing your life and you being pain-free or diagnosis-free, think about what else you can biohack outside of your body. Your job, your marriage, your finances, everything. But it has to start on a cellular level, because that's what is making the actions in everyday life.
Wow. Okay. Before we go, just because stories are the best thing, right? Like when we can actually, because it allows us to get into our imagination and start to really feel it. Can you give us a client story? Like just kind of walk us as easily as possible through someone who came in. This is what's going on. This is what you did. This is how it turned out. Can you share that? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I have one very quickly. This lady had a addiction. She had, heroin, meth, all of it. Then she decided to get clean, but all of that stayed in her cell memory. Then she had to go on all these medications because her body started to deteriorate. She was only in her 40s. And the poor diet, the poor water, all of it. And she stumbles into my office. She's now been off all of the street drugs, but she's on 13 pharmaceuticals that are damaging her liver and her kidneys. And then she's taking stuff for this and then this, blah, 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 blah. So basically, long story short, because of her lifestyle choices, her skeletal system is the one that took the biggest hit. Your skeletal system is your bones. Your bones are a storage of alkaline minerals, which means the more acidic you are, the more the minerals come out of the bones to buffer the situation in the body system that's taking the hit from the acidic level. So her bone density was so brittle that her spine was starting to collapse and starting to just dissolve. So her medical doctor had booked her a surgery within 6 months to go put a rod in her back and steel plates all in her lower pelvis. And they said she may not be able to walk again. She will be in a wheelchair. And so she came to me and she's like, I don't know if you can help me. I said, we're going to biohack you. We're going to grow back your bone density because your cells turn over every 25 days on average. And we're going to actually test your bone density before and after. I changed her diet. I changed her water. Then she didn't need certain medications anymore for the blood pressure and for, you know, the blood thinners and the statins and this and this and this. And it just went on and on and on. And we're working with her medical doctor, and her medical doctor is like, what are you doing? You don't need these 4 drugs anymore. And then the next month, what are you doing? You don't need these 3 drugs anymore. And the next month, after 4 months, she was only on 1 more drug, and all 12 drugs were gone after 4 months from the biohacking. Her body responded so quickly. And I said, I want you to go get your bone density checked again. And so her specialist tested her, canceled her appointment. Her bones had grown back because of our protocol and our biohacking and the rapid growth. And her testimonial is on my YouTube channel, my Instagram, everything. I have tons of testimonials like this. She no longer needed that surgery. She lost 60 pounds. She quit smoking. She quit all the drugs. Her liver toxicity improved so significantly because she dialed in. She went all in, 100%.
All in.
She went all in. She did a full reset of everything. Even the people she surrounded herself with, even the music she listened to, even the time she spent outside, everything, her job, everything. She did a full transformation.
That's
and
so
now she goes for walks with her dog and her spine is completely fine.
Oh my gosh. This is the thing. Like literally, like this is like, oh my gosh, that's incredible, Ariel.
I know.
Just so inspiring. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, you're just amazing. And I know every time I talk to you, I'm like, what? Like, I wish we lived close together. I'm just going to come and visit you in BC, and then you're going to take care of all this stuff for me. Like, we'll just do a family thing, and we're just, because I want to live my best. I want to be freaking rocking it when I'm in my 80s and my 90s. Like, I want to be the coolest freaking grandmother and be rocking it out. Like, that's what I think we all need to tap into, and we deserve that. We deserve that.
Yes.
What you can do. You can help us get there. You're so amazing. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. Biohacking your way to a better life. Get into the breakout session with Ariel right now. Get questions answered. You probably have some written down. I mean, at least I think you probably should. And Ariel's going to just give you more wisdom and just give you some direction and give you some next steps. So I love it. I love you, Ariel. You're the best. And mwah!